said black means death, but y'all blind and deaf and can't read truth you can't find. Miss Drew Ali lessons waiting for Jesus. Teaching lies as competence, nigga doesn't mean negus. More doesn't mean black, it means more bite. And high priest of a new, holding the marvelous light. 7 orbs in our palm, we are ancients returned. From the line of roots, skin looks like brass burned. Hair looks like Zoroaster, face of an old Mac. Sundial is my watch, FOH with your Rolex. Major not minority, no clicking heels like Dorothy. Flames on a strong man, no joining their sorority. Great Seal is not Illuminati, but Moorish. Disrespect Moors and we might get boorish. We're in our own land, fam, don't call me a tourist. I use the floor more, fine-tuning my auras. Let them know that I'm back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth. Let them know that you're back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth. Let them know that I'm back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth. Let them know that you're back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth.
Get your foot up off my ottoman. Empire built for an Ottoman. Never mix me up for them other men. I'm writing with an iron pen. Good life and not a gym. Born in an empire, not in sin. Ooh, Moorish American. Round table, Moorish ordering. I am feminine and masculine. Principle, rights inalienable. So I'm able. Now Cain wants to kill me. Biblical. My brother who pretends to be brotherly. Try to put me back in slavery. Confederate flags under my cherry tree. Washington cut it down, but Washington is still in me. Moors, yo, I speak the tongue, uplift the blind, the deaf, the dumb, and everything is mine, use some. Legislative act, municipal outcomes. Animal farm, I see the reruns. Nation never cared for a president. Trudeau in a turban, that's evident. Major, not minor, that's permanent.
Let them know that I'm back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth. Let them know that you're back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth. Let them know that I'm back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth. Let them know that you're back in the booth, back for the youth. Words coming out of mouth is the truth.
In the spirit of a prophet in Islam, we study the ancient manuscripts, Moorish, Quran. Everything we do is halal, some haram. No, it sounds like the hook, but this is the song. When I see a brother, I greet him with salam. Want the whole truth about Hitler and Saddam. Devastated what you did in Vietnam. Out of the savannah, so they had to use bombs. It's been a few years, I read my Proverbs and Psalms. When I see my sisters, I tell them sit calm. It's your destiny, you hold it in your palm. Mr. Popularity never cared about the prom. One of life's great mysteries, young phenom. I am that I am, that's word to my mom. Moved out the rough edges, eliminate the arms. Know what you're pledging, no Uncle Tom. Coming for our territory, taking back Guam. With that old time good spell, I wave my magic wand. Now I'm impressive vibration sound is on. It's on.
Don't give it away. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Every time that I accelerate, they copy. I'm the master tape. My mother's and the father's great. Get me to stay. Great masterpiece for masters trying to masterpiece. This time I'm like a masterpiece. This love gon' get me the bread. Yo, Moors don't give it away. They play your life and try to take you. Can you count how many times they'll try and break you? Try to guide a great clue. Struggle size HU. Mind of my own with a great truth. I sip a little great goose while swerving on the state truth. While plotting my escape of they rules, they schools, they jewels. They couldn't help my shine like chemicals. I'm at the top of my class on the pedestal. I throw that latitude, that's HB number 2. And keep my name out your mouth unless it's about to spread my youth. Quarter come up with the money that you run up when this chrome game turn up in my young guards aim and shoot with your lame excuse. Nah, never that. This a full force sound system, level that. Yo, you only talking fiat where your levels at. This is God body, show me where the devil at. I'll let you read what this life about. We the lawmakers, architects, and still they doubt. We keep it factual with math and science practical. They love to hate the natural. Pain with the gain, no clout. A little fame couldn't stray, I remain on route. I move mountains, earthquakes on speakers. Something off the counting these occurrences. They speechless for the world. I'm the teacher. I'm sure like the beaches, keeping everything du jour. I'm the one with the features that they envy. We the reason that they seek us to take us out every season. So, Moorish don't give it away. Moorish don't give it away. Every time that I accelerate the copy, I'm the master tape. Our mothers and the fathers great give me the stay. Drake the masterpiece, the masses trying to masterpiece. This time I'm like a masterpiece. This law gon' get me the bread. Moorish don't give it away. Moorish don't give it away. Why am I in this?
Good. Good. Goddess outstanding, keeps order, she du jour. I thought Orisha Omega deity, she a Moor. Amongst the elite, but relate to the core. She command the fleet first to step on the shore. Snooze never sleep, won't hear me snore.
Hey yo, play me once, you'll never snake me twice. Break this smoke and never save my life. Never rolling with that piece, so respect my life. Respect my life, yo. Moorish don't give it away. Moorish don't give it away. Every time that I accelerate the copy, I'm the master tape. Our mothers and the fathers great give me the stay. Drake the masterpiece, the masses trying to masterpiece. This time I'm like a masterpiece. This law gon' get me the bread. Moorish don't give it away. Moorish don't give it away. Respect my life, 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 never. Hello. ¿Cómo está? Hey. You know the PM studio, man. 7998 Premier Road. Yeah, go with it. Hello. Buenas noches. Why did I go to the end of the song for real?
This is all 9 lives, synchronized in perfect step, time after time, averting certain death before you leave. Must relieve karmic debt, which beget this war within us. C-Tech best, dust off records, our forebearers left. Put the needle to the groove, return to their mindset. Download begins, rewind cassette. Time is death, so then kill your clocks. This the will of Allah, filling you all to the rim and then some till it spills and it falls over all facets of the masses. Transactions composed in maxims, revising your cannons. Drove past heaven, it was littered with abandoned mansions where adverse possessed like 5 or 6. Gave them back the addresses. I got family moving in. Forget the madness, let the reversion begin.
True Ali the mastermind, other leaders asinine. Never dropping facts, use emotions to pass the time. Never make it on my shrine, Kundalini up the spine. Halo glow to after shine, make you see the sign of times. Beeline to bloodline, Aquarian age flood mines. Rhyme like a plumb line, sometimes it's bun time. Rock mid-range deadly, all around the foul line. Playback on front line, Moorish is my guideline. Step and cause a fault line, throw your service offline. Watch them get outshine, cross me like a state line, get cut like a break line. F you and your concubine, strangle with a fishing line. When I help is genuine, always from the heart, all chakras are intertwined. Self you must redefine, more from the civil line, not the clandestine. Stake a vamp at chest line, sun stay stationary, shadow left behind. Say you don't want to, not that you have no sign. See good in everything and how you must train the mind. Give out some love and find peace sublime. Water and the key lime keeps the body alkaline. Law should remain divine, not too much maritime. Get all 13 journals of the Moorish paradigm. Israelites from Sarah line, my path is the narrow line. Thought you had the upper hand, I saw it like a tarot line.
I'm painting with the big P in game 6. Unity about as crucial as game 6 of the finals. I'm glowing like I won the title, but Ellen Beta noble titles. Don't worship humans, that's a false idol. Heavenly vibes coming from my recital. Middle fingers to connivers and instigators. The truth to revive you like the liberators. So this a pump to the chest. Utilize what's useful and throw away the rest. My vegan ways have put the beef to rest. My calling got directed like receptionist. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to put that bullshit to rest. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to bring that bullshit to rest.
When I step in the center, they can tell I'm a winner, live my life right. Thank God, I'm not a sinner, live my life like I'm passing through time. Disastrous crimes, you killing up my people. I'm asking your bad is why. You feeling the energy rise? Because we open our eyes, we see the open skies and all them cop picking lies. That's how I battle enemies. I be using my energy. I move like the centipede in the mirror, see tending me. Pay attention to tendencies, trying to mess up the chemistry. We can be one big family. I do it for the nation. How many gon' stand with me? I got the prophet up front and you're mad at me. Can't love a man that look like you, but it's sad to see. I'm just acting like the children watching, and it has to be. Nationality got me feeling like a dad to beat. Grass sheep provide the beat, and I just have to bring the heat. Khalifa society, Canaanland Moors, Moorish connection, rise of the Moors, 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 Moors.
First Pyramid War was the machinations of Seth, who coveted the powers and territories allotted to Osiris, including the fertile lands of Lower Egypt and the monumental Giza pyramids. This conflict wasn't merely about territorial control, but also about influencing the space activities and the celestial comings and goings of the gods.
It's the return of a new high priest, Jualiites, a death chamber Morpheus, y'all some neophytes, red dress Tyrese distracts you, focus is lost, open your mental prisons, free your thoughts, music is magic's highest level in form, word man and sheep flow like torrential rainstorms, potential infinite, far from hypocrites, experience is the product, when we deliver it, rapping like a parcel, part never partial, watch for the patriarchal laws that's martial, distracted again you felt for sparkles and twinkles, brainwash alone your minds with commercial jingles, mind force field, y'all think it's lyrics, it's metaphysics, civics, ancestral spirits, not vague, specific, scientific, seeing spirituality is not acrylic.
Yo, this chronic smoking of microphones and opponents doesn't have me choking, got my lungs wide open, mind's eye spoken, broken, encoded slogans interwoven with loaded meaning, best known to mend and remedy broken treaties, time and time again like the dial of Archimedes, hearts beating to the sound of her drum, seeking to be one with the law's algorithms.
First Pyramid War was the machinations of Seth, who coveted the powers and territories allotted to Osiris, including the fertile lands of Lower Egypt and the monumental Giza pyramids. This conflict wasn't merely about territorial control, but also about influencing the space activities and the celestial comings and goings of the gods.
It's the return of a new high priest, Jualiites, a death chamber Morpheus, y'all some neophytes, red dress Tyrese distracts you, focus is lost, open your mental prisons, free your thoughts, music is magic's highest level in form, word man and sheep flow like torrential rainstorms, potential infinite, far from hypocrites, experience is the product, when we deliver it, rapping like a parcel, part never partial, watch for the patriarchal laws that's martial, distracted again you felt for sparkles and twinkles, brainwash alone your minds with commercial jingles, mind force field, y'all think it's lyrics, it's metaphysics, civics, ancestral spirits, not vague, specific, scientific, seeing spirituality is not acrylic.
Yo, this chronic smoking of microphones and opponents doesn't have me choking, got my lungs wide open, mind's eye spoken, broken, encoded slogans interwoven with loaded meaning, best known to mend and remedy broken treaties, time and time again like the dial of Archimedes, hearts beating to the sound of her drum, seeking to be one with the law's algorithms, found out no need to kowtow or submit, better we be harmonious than subservient. Worship and adulation by all means seem to be traits of a mortal, egotistical being, yet the creator craves not any of these things, not no mystery god, dark pub facade, putting us at odds to be separate and apart, cause the closest place to meet our laws in the heart, in the heart, in the heart, in the heart, in the heart.
Avenger of Osiris, led the charge against Seth, backed by the technological marvel of the winged disc, crafted by Thoth. The war culminated in Horus's victory, relegating Seth to the fringes of the Egyptian pantheon and securing the divine and earthly realms under Horus's dominion. The aftermath of fueled by unresolved disputes and the illegal occupation of strategic territories by the descendants of the Hamitic Canaan. This war was not just a rehash of previous conflicts, but a sophisticated engagement involving advanced weaponry and strategies, showcasing the gods' prowess and their manipulation of natural and technological resources. Ninurta.
My dealer is a healer and an Egyptian adept. As a general through sign, they turn to cadets. Saving the nation, read divine warning address in Brownsville. His name was on some projects, mentioned in songs by old school artists. Brought me into marvelous light from the darkness. Sundis and feather, turban or a fez. Bays and L's inspired, walking around Eel River Res. Squamish Nation, fez on a welcome totem. Wires connected to higher powers, don't need a modem. Through the ages backwards, masters are traced. Allah's spirits moved on the face of boundless space. Magistrates are subjects, servants are masters. Suffer now when light heals in the life after. Uplift the fallen, get credit from karma instead of a bitchy side and her psychodrama.
We're pushing the product. You want it, we got it. We don't move dime bags, bricks on the profit. Knowledge the product, not tired of chocolate. You want it, we got it. Bricks on the profit. We're pushing the product. You want it, we got it. We don't move dime bags, bricks on the profit. Knowledge the product, not tired of chocolate. You want it, we got it. Bricks on the profit. This, that pure and uncut. Love from the gut, that raw good stuff that travels all the way up to the crown, then abounds to amaze and astound. Every time you hear that sound, the serpent gets its wings, but only those deserving, purging carnal yearnings, as distinctly seen by their works and their deeds. See, the first one is free, no need to loosen your purse strings, and when you get thirsty, come back and see me.
My dealer is a healer and an Egyptian adept. As a general through sign, they turn to cadets. Saving the nation, read divine warning address in Brownsville. His name was on some projects, mentioned in songs by old school artists. Brought me into marvelous light from the darkness. Sundis and feather, turban or a fez. Bays and L's inspired, walking around Eel River Res. Squamish Nation, fez on a welcome totem. Wires connected to higher powers, don't need a modem. Through the ages backwards, masters are traced. Allah's spirits moved on the face of boundless space. Magistrates are subjects, servants are masters. Suffer now when light heals in the life after. Uplift the fallen, get credit from karma instead of a bitchy side and her psychodrama.
We're pushing the product. You want it, we got it. We don't move dime bags, bricks on the profit. Knowledge the product, not tired of chocolate. You want it, we got it. Bricks on the profit. We're pushing the product. You want it, we got it. We don't move dime bags, bricks on the profit. Knowledge the product, not tired of chocolate. You want it, we got it. Bricks on the profit. This, that pure and uncut. Love from the gut, that raw good stuff that travels all the way up to the crown, then abounds to amaze and astound. Every time you hear that sound, the serpent gets its wings, but only those deserving, purging carnal yearnings, as distinctly seen by their works and their deeds. See, the first one is free, no need to loosen your purse strings, and when you get thirsty, come back and see me. See what we got, Jack, or put a hump in a camel's back. This batch is unmatched, and it'll have you running laps. Not red tops or blue tops, simply just truth bombs that'll loosen you up as soon as this tune drops. Can't stop the prophet or the jewels that he's dropping. Even from the soul plane, got the block on lock, kid, with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. 5 principles, not some uncontrolled substance. We're pushing the product. You want it, we got it. We don't move dime bags, bricks on the profit. Knowledge the product, not tired of chocolate. You want it, we got it. Bricks on the profit. We're pushing the product. You want it, we got it. We don't move dime bags, bricks on the profit. Knowledge the product, not tired of chocolate. You want it, we got it. Bricks on the profit.
coming on here to do a video about the death of my son, Kyron Caples, aka KMac L Day. He was a Moor. And the reason why I have this picture here is because someone sent me this that they found on the internet of him, and he looked like a prince. So I'm going to call him the Moor Prince. Don't come for me and say he wasn't a Moor Prince, because this is just the way he looked to me, because I've never seen him in any form like this until after his death. I'm sorry for the glare. I've been trying to not have a glare, but anyway, my son was killed by the Florida Polk County Sheriff Department, April 27, 2024, 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. He was parked in a park that they say was closed at 10 p.m. He was approached by an officer, and I'm assuming she asked for his ID or whatever. He didn't roll his window all the way down. He cracked it. And this is all in all these news conferences they did. So they say he shot 2 officers. What I can tell you is 3 weeks prior to him being killed by the Polk County Sheriff Department, he told me that they were harassing him. I happened to be on the phone with him when there was an officer following him around. And I asked him what for. And he said, I don't know, Mom. Every time I go park somewhere, here comes a sheriff riding by. And then he said I intentionally left and moved somewhere far away from where I was, and here he come again riding by. At this point, I told him, you need to come home. I said that you're living somewhere where they don't like us very well, and you need to come home. Anyway, 3 weeks later, I get a phone call from the police department where I live that he was deceased by the hands of the very people he said was harassing him. And I was like, well, what happened, And they asked me, did I know of him to carry any guns? No, of course not, My son was not a criminal. He had no criminal record. He's never been arrested. No drugs. He did consider himself a Moor, which I didn't know. They were calling him a sovereign citizen, which I had never heard of. I don't know if I was just being naive or what, but I had never heard of a sovereign citizen. I couldn't even say it when they first was saying sovereign. I was like, who are these people? Like, I didn't know. And I'm sorry. They had no body cameras. They don't require their officers to wear body cameras. They have no dashboard cameras. Although I was told that sources say out there in Lakeland, Florida, that one officer did have a dashboard camera and have some footage of the incident that went down that night. They say my son wanted a gunfight, which I highly doubt, because if he wanted a gunfight, he would have shot the first 2 officers on the scene. The officer that approached his car and the one that profiled him, which she said that as soon as she noticed he had on all white, some type of religious attire, she called for backup. And I'm just wondering why you couldn't simply ask him to leave the park, that it was closed. And if you don't leave, then it's going to be a problem. I'm sure he would have left. He's never had an encounter with police officers of this type at all, ever in life. My son was a straight A student. He straight A'd all through elementary school, through high school. He did well in college. He had a notary business. He had a natural vinegar business. He made beats and music, and that's where the KMac came from. He got that name in high school because he played football. I'm not going to say my son was perfect, but he wasn't a criminal, and he wasn't violent. And I know that unless something snapped in him that night, then that's the only thing I could think of to make him do what they say he did. I haven't gotten any information. They're still investigating. I haven't did any press conferences, but they're still putting out stuff. People are still making videos on YouTube and everything about my son. So I felt the need to come on here and clarify some things. I've never spoken to Grady Judd. I've never met him. There's videos out saying that I spoke to him and that I said I was coming down to apologize to the officers and meet the officers. Never said any of that. There's rumors out that the Moor community is upset with me because of that video. This just goes to show people believe everything they see on television. You can't believe everything you see in the press. I talked to one reporter, and that was it. After that, I said, I'm not talking to anyone else because my words were twisted. Besides, they fact-checked everything I said and found out my son was a straight-A student, wasn't a criminal, never been arrested. If he had been a gang member, a drug dealer, a robber, just a bad actor, then I could understand him being killed like that. He was killed military style. And those of you that have been in the military knows what that means. They say he was driving and shooting at them. There's no way he was driving and get shot the way he was shot. You have to be a real good sharpshooter. And I had a nephew that was a sharpshooter in the military. If he was driving off shooting like they say, there's no way they would have got that shot they got on him. And then they said they were trying to pull him out of his car. For what? Why were you trying to pull him out of his car? You said he wasn't a suspect of any crimes. You said he wasn't a suspect in any of the car break-ins in the area. He wasn't committing any crimes. These are factual things that they put all in their news conferences. So what was it? What escalated the situation to where 2 officers were shot and my son was killed? I'm not the type of mom that's going to condone my child if he's wrong. But something's not right about this. He's dead 3 weeks. 3 weeks after me being on the phone with him, telling me that he was being harassed. Then I found out that people were telling me, contacting me that he was filing complaints against some of those officers that was in the press conference. They knew who he was. They're the one that evicted him out of the house that he was living in. So they already had contact with him. They knew who he was. I think they were very annoyed with him, especially filing complaints, because that's one of the things that's talked about more people or people that identify as being Moor, that they file complaints against law enforcement, judges. They put liens on judges and law enforcement, and it's just very annoying. So I'm sure he was annoying them by filing complaints against them. I've gotten people contacting me saying that he was a sacrifice, that it was a revenge killing for a shootout that happened in 2017 with some Moors and some deputies, which was said in one of the news conferences. One of the statements were in there. My son had nothing to do with that. He wasn't nowhere near that area. So I really don't know what happened to my son. All I know is he's not here anymore. And I understand that officers this is what they do. They protect each other if they have to. And I understand that. If he did what they say he did, I understand that they had to do what they had to do. I understand that. But I want to know what happened that night. Why was this situation escalated from him sitting in the park or sleeping in his car in the park to where he's dead and the officers got shot? So if anyone have any information and then you're not afraid to come forward with it, just contact me. I would greatly appreciate it because I believe someone was there in that park that night that seen something. There's a lot of houses around that area. I'm pretty sure they confiscated all the cameras in that area. So, but if anyone's out there that have information that wasn't confiscated, contact me, please.
Islam honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to Noble Drew Ali. Honors to all the mothers. Hold strong. Just hold strong. Honors. People know who the Moors are. People know who the Moors are. Do you know? Do you know yet? Or are you still playing around? Because what didn't they lie to you? That's his mom. What are you gonna say? You're gonna listen to them over his mom? You're gonna listen to them. She didn't even know what a sovereign citizen was. She knew her son was immortal. She knew that. She knew that her son was a Moor prince to her. The Moor prince. Right. Same highwaymen, people, as usual. Because they think everybody's their ward, because they're the nigger catchers. And they're gonna only mess with you by assuming you're a nigger. Because that's the only jurisdiction they have, assumption. All they do is lie. So even though we know that they're gonna assume. See how his mom knew he was a Moor? And she wasn't fighting it. Well, the Islamic, there's none of that. And it's always, it's always deeper. It's always deeper. Honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It's October, about to be convention time. This is real. So, October 20th, 1928. October 20th, 1928. Chicago Defender newspaper has an article about the Moor Science body session that they had, their convention. So, since it's talking about Noble Drew Ali and the Moors, it made the cut as one of the articles in the Moorish literature. I remember that this is Noble Drew Ali. He's around. This thing is at an established place already. It's already established. All you gotta do is walk in the door. And when you walk in the door, many delegates from temples attend. The annual convention of the Moor Science Temple of America opened October 14th at Unity Hall, 3140 Indiana Avenue. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder and head of the body, will preside over the sessions, which close Saturday evening. More than 1,000 delegates from 15 temples in America were reported present during the meeting. Following the registrations at headquarters, Monday reports were read from the two grand governors, T. Crombie Bay, Pittsburgh, and Lomax Bay of Detroit, Michigan. Tuesday evening, the welcome address was delivered by Alderman Louis B. Anderson. Other speakers were Oscar DePriest, Third War Committeeman, Dr. Roman Mahaffrey, Medical College, Nashville, Attorney George W. Blackwell, and Aaron Payne. Richard Ross was Master of Ceremonies, and Claude D. Green, Managing Editor of the Moorish Guide, is Chairman of the Arrangement Committee, which has worked hard to get everything in splendid order for the reception of the visitors. Wednesday, a parade was held. This is what these Moors were doing with Noble Drew Ali. 20s. The picture on the steps and everybody's there, Islaming. Either before that or after there was this meeting of the Moors from all over went to one meeting, not 5 different ones going on at one time. One that everybody who's saying that they're Moors going to. Everyone that says that they're Moors, they go to that one meeting, 1928. Not 6 other people over there saying they're the prophet, and right, Noble Drew Ali's around right now. Noble Drew Ali's in their face. Drew Ali's in their face. And teaching Quran. The Moor Science Temple was founded by Prophet Drew Ali in Newark, New Jersey in 1913. The tenets of the belief of his followers are that their forefathers were Asiatics brought to America along with all other persons of dark skin. They bar the name Negro, African, or any allusion to color. They follow the teachings of the Quran, and movement toward free thinking is a powerful step toward the solution of racial problems. They teach strict cooperation and reciprocity towards each other. Why? Because there's a prophet in their face. And they're not going to play reincarnated prophet games with the prophet right there in their face. And when he realized that everybody sold out, that's when they pounced. Because he just got released from prison because they're trying to say he's the one who set up Claude Green. They bar the name Negro, African, or any allusion to color. Any. So not Negro, black, colored. Now, Chicago Defender now, this is Asiatic newspaper. All of them are going to get. And they're reading this article. They remember 28. 28, they're sitting back reading the article about the Moorish parade. Because remember, back then there was strict cooperation and reciprocity towards each other. So every Asiatic, they have an Asiatic newspaper. They ain't no European paper. Supported their own. Because they weren't black guys. They were people who had some type of national pride. So something was there for them to do this. To be free thinking, to know that they have a nationality. They're going to the Moorish convention. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is going to be there, and Oscar the Priest, Louis B. Anderson, and all of them are going to be there. The Chicago Temple was organized in 1925 and has a membership of more than 3,000. The many hued turbans of the women and children and the red fez and sashes worn by the men attract much attention. Saturday, a public recognition will be given in honor of the prophet and the visitors. So Noble Drew Ali must have been the man then. If we're taking ourselves to 20s, Drew Ali's around. And the world really recognized him. The world really recognized him. Moorish delegates and visitors were served wholesome meals in the Unity Hall grill rooms by the members of the Chicago Temple. Grill rooms. Right. What type of level is this? So not just that Moors have this temple, but then you go inside and then now they have the catering company. Right? The Moorish caterers who are going to provide the Moorish food for the night. And of course you're going to get, the chair pulled out and all that stuff, and you're going to have everything that you'd expect to have at a convention, a national convention. Remember, it's 1920s. Remember, see the stuff that we see today to say convention? We're like, hey, wow, that's it. Okay, 1920s. But it's just Asiatics in there. And feathers and turbans. What's happening for the Moors. And then them getting all their product, because if Drew Ali had a manufacturing company, then obviously there were Asiatic manufacturers. Sister Pearl Drew Ali, the distinguished wife of the Prophet, wore the costume of a native Moroccan princess. Other very beautiful Moroccan costumes were worn by Sister Lomax Bey, wife of Grand Governor of Detroit, Sister Whitehead L., and Sister Haslop Bey, Chicago, Sister Cliff Bey, Indianapolis, Sister Watts Bey, Chicago, and others. Prophet Noble Drew Ali wore a native Moroccan prince's costume. Grand Governor Lomax Bey and Grand Governor Crombie Bey wore the native Moroccan sheik costumes. Not African, not Indian. Sheik? What do you mean sheik costumes? What was that? What do you mean Moroccan sheiks? Thought you slave and all that stuff. What do you know about Moroccan sheiks? Or obviously, people had this knowledge. People obviously knew who the Moors were. This wasn't some little event. This was something the whole of Chicago was involved in this. Because of certain incidents in some of the branch temples previous to the convention, far-reaching changes for betterment of the administrative affairs of the organization will be announced at the convention by Prophet Noble Drew Ali and enforced by the Supreme Grand Council in future to the laws. Because of certain incidents previous to the convention. And Noble Drew Ali saw who they were, and then that's where all the letters coming from, read every meeting and all that stuff. Because he already knew what these people were trying to do. And he put those things in place so they could be read every meeting so everybody would know who these traitors are. That sold out even in Drew Ali's face. Those are the bold ones. This is not the ones that sold out after he got murdered. The administrative affairs being messed up, right? Per capita tax, bringing in all stuff, putting Moors on lockdown. You're not going to be able to move if you try some treason in this. To make changes, it is reported that the Prophet, the supreme executive authority, will appoint a Supreme Grand Council of which he will be the Supreme Grand Chairman. the Supreme Grand Council will have power and duty to control and supervise all the affairs and properties of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and they will be the sole judge of what constitutes conduct injurious to order, peace, interests, or welfare of the organization, or at variance with its constitution and bylaws, also the rules and regulations made by the prophet, and shall be the sole judge of the sufficiency of the evidence by which such conduct is shown. And so that's 1928. Any other organization, corporation, manufacturing company that was around during Noble Drew Ali's time and is still around today, then these people should have something for us to show. Us standing the test of time like everybody else. Oh, they have nothing to show because they've been sold you out. And this has to be about nation now. The people have lost their way. They got caught up that this is some religious thing. Then absolutely disregarded the national things. And now it's an issue being national. Because Moors was supposed to be microwave for Moors at this point. Supposed to be easy. But they want it easy. It's supposed to be hard so you could learn. You'll learn. It might be the hard way. But once you learn, he brought us everything it takes to save a nation. Told us, take it and save ourselves. Because everything it takes to save a nation. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is being congratulated by Chicagoans on the success of the Moors' first annual convention and for his splendid work in promoting the cause to humanity. He did his work. He did what Allah sent him to do. He did what Allah sent him to do. You know. And again, honors to all you Moors out there who know what your prophet brought, who know the truth about your nationality and your birthrights. Honors to you. Stay strong. Islam to all Moors worldwide. Love and peace to all the Moors. Honors to all mothers. Honors to the Moors in the chat. Peace and love, Moors. Islam to all. Honors to Noble Drew Ali.